My name is Christina Elliott. Today's date is November the 6th, 2013, and I am now going to do a persuasive speech. The topic of my speech is drug rehab versus incarceration or prison. The reason that I have chosen this topic is because I believe that this particular topic is infectious. I believe it has affected so many different people. And when a person develops a drug habit, unfortunately, it doesn't just affect them, it affects all the people around them and people in their lives. It's just a pattern that just keeps repeating itself. It's the same offenders usually over and over. So I just feel like I want to persuade you or share my opinion on why I feel like rehabs and boot camps or such, drug court, is a better option for a person with this problem instead of sending them to prison. The topics that I'm going to share with you today are the different types of rehabs that are available, why prison doesn't work, what they offer, and just some statistics for you to back up the information that I'm going to be sharing with you today. First, I do want to start off with the different types of rehabs that are available for people with drug addiction and drug problems. We have a residential treatment facility, which is typically 30 to 90 days. This is where the person would stay at the facility, would not be able to leave, to go through their detox and things like that. Support's available, even drugs to help counteract the withdrawals and things like that. Then we have what's called a partial hospitalization, where they have to actually go and meet 3 to 5 days a week, and it lasts between 4 to 6 hours a session. And of course, it's mandatory that they need to attend these classes. Then we have an intensive outpatient program, or an IOP. This is for people to help them from relapsing. This is 3 days a week, 2 to 4 hours, just to give them that support that they need, someone to talk to in case they're feeling those urges or desires to go out and get high again. Counseling, which I feel like is the asset to these people. We got to find out what the root cause is, the underlying problem that's causing these people to want to go out and get high and to do these things. A lot of them have a background, not a very pretty one, a rough history, a past. That most people don't just wake up one day and decide that they're going to go shoot a line of crack or snort a line of coke or whatever the case might be, or just get drunk every day from the time they wake up. There's an underlying problem. I feel counseling is very important. Sober living, this is a group facility, kind of like AA. That's one that a lot of people are familiar with. They go and they share their thoughts and feelings with one another. Then we have a brief intervention. Now, this is for people who are at risk for developing a drug habit. They don't even necessarily have one yet, but feel like because of things going on in their life or their background or things like that, that they might be inclined to do this. So as you can see, just from what I've shared with you on the different types of programs, they have programs available before the addiction even starts till after they do develop the drug addiction, and then after they are coming through their withdrawals. There's just such much of a support basis for a person. They don't offer these kinds of things in prison. I mean, at most you might have somebody to talk to, but they stick you in a prison thinking you're going to go through withdrawals, and everything is going to be okay just because it's out of your system for so long. But again, if you don't get to that underlying cause, it's going to continue to be a problem. One website that I found to be really helpful was Choosing a Drug Intervention Treatment Program. That is obviously where I found all the different types of facilities that are available. Found it to be very, very, very beneficial in my research. Another one that I found is Prison is Not a Rehab, say addiction experts. That's coming from people that have dealt with people with addictions for a long time. Prison is not the answer. And the reason prisons are not effective is, like I said, drugs are accessible. Unfortunately, I went to visit somebody. I was married to a husband that had a drug addiction, and I sat in the room visiting and watched him smuggle the drugs right into the visitation area. Very accessible. You have, unfortunately, you have corrupt guards that can even sneak it in. Just not a good thing all around. It's not. People need true help. 80% of the people that are in there for drug do not get any type of treatment whatsoever. Drug treatment versus prison time. it's a viable option. That was another website that I found to be, and that came from Family and Parenting. Another one was drug offenders in the correction system. Just a lot of good websites that I found to be very, very, very beneficial in my research. And then I found some alarming statistics that I think you guys would appreciate as well. 70% of people that go through a rehab treatment facility versus prison, 70% of them actually graduate, and only 17% of them reoffend. Whereas 66% of people that go through a prison system for drugs, 66% of them reoffend. 66%, because they're not getting the treatment that they need. And then I found on that statistics website as well, I found this little chart that I made up that I'm hoping I can hold up to where all of you can see, I hope. As you can see, almost 750. That's where the United States is, as you can see. That's how many, people in prison, jailers. We have Russia, right underneath there. So as you can see, United States is ranked way up there with the amount of people that are in prison for drugs. Felt that to be very alarming. Federal, as of December 31st, 2011, 197 million people were sentenced to prison. 94,000 of those people were for drugs. States, 225,000 for drugs. I mean, as you can see, it's just alarming. And they repeat offenders over and over. They're not getting the help that they need. So I really hope you guys have enjoyed my speech. I hope I have persuaded you in some ways to see that prison systems are not the answer for people with drug addicts. It goes much deeper, and they need much more help. I hope you have enjoyed listening to me. Thank you so much. Have a great day.